Hey everyone, today we have the best news to update you on. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe to the channel and help us reach 10,000 subscribers. Right, go All Blacks in the comments. First news, Versatility is stepping up in a big way. The All Blacks' youngest squad member is getting his first start this weekend in what's sure to be a nail-biting showdown against the Springboks in the Rugby Championship. Wallace has been outstanding for the Chiefs, and now he's ready to bring that energy to the All Blacks' starting lineup. He'll be filling in for Ethan Blackadder, who's out with a hamstring injury, and you can tell he's pumped but also a little overwhelmed by the opportunity. If you're a fan of the All Blacks, write Go All Blacks in the comments and subscribe to the channel. This is a huge moment for Wallace, and it's not just because it's his first start. The All Blacks have been struggling to close out games, and Wallace believes he can make a real difference by bringing intensity for the full 80 minutes. He's been training hard all week, getting ready for the physical challenge ahead. And let's be honest, it's going to be a massive one against the Springboks. Although he's usually played at number 8 for the Chiefs, Wallace has been slotted into the blindside flanker role for this game. It's a bit of a change, but he's been preparing, taking extra reps in training, and leaning on his experience playing that position for North Harbour. He knows the Springboks won't make it easy, but he's confident he can rise to the occasion. Coach Scott Robertson, or Razor as we know him, has high praise for the youngster. He's described Wallace as an incredible athlete built for these kinds of high-pressure games. Razor also highlighted Wallace's defensive skills and his overall talent, making it clear that, despite his age, Wallace is ready for this moment. It's a bold move, especially when you consider some of the more experienced players sitting on the bench, but Razor is confident that Wallace has earned his spot. On top of that, there are some big changes in the squad for this match. Will Jordan is shifting positions, and Beauden Barrett and TJ Perinara have been moved to the bench, with Razor explaining that he wants their experience to help close out the game. This decision has definitely turned some heads, but it shows just how much Razor is mixing things up as we approach the final stages of the Rugby Championship. So, what do you think? Will Versatility make a splash in his first start? Will the All Blacks finally solve their issues with finishing strong? We can't wait to see how it all plays out this weekend. Second news, All Blacks legend Jeff Wilson has praised the exceptional performance of Springboks scrum half Grant Williams after an intense clash in Johannesburg. Williams came off the bench in the second half and delivered the match-winning try, sealing a 31-27 victory for the Springboks in the dying moments of the game. The All Blacks were in control for most of the match, holding a 27-17 lead deep into the second half. But Williams' late-game heroics turned the tide in favor of the Springboks. The Boks and the All Blacks are gearing up for another battle in Cape Town, and all eyes will be on whether Williams can make a similar impact. If you're a fan of the All Blacks, write Go All Blacks in the comments and subscribe to the channel. Jeff Wilson, on the breakdown, couldn't help but highlight how crucial Williams' presence was, not just for his game-winning try but for his overall contribution to the Springboks attack. Wilson pointed out how Williams' play around the ruck made a significant difference. He said, "I wish we did a little bit more of what Williams did, taking those crucial steps and setting up forwards into space. We tend to just catch the ball and carry, but Williams showed how creativity in those moments can change a game." Wilson was clearly impressed by the young scrum half's ability to step up under pressure. He also noted that despite the absence of star players like Faf de Klerk, the Springboks' young backline, with Williams at scrum half, Sasha Feinbergen-Gomezalou at fly half, and Afalil Fassi at fullback, brought a level of creativity that made them hard to contain. Wilson's enthusiasm was obvious as he hinted at the Springboks' growing potential. If these guys get more experience and confidence, the next 7 days could be a real challenge for us. While Wilson doesn't think Williams will start in the next game, he did acknowledge the versatility and value he brings to the Springboks. "Do you think they might start him?" Wilson mused. "I don't think so, but I do think he's got that ability to cover multiple positions. He could even play on the wing." He wrapped up his thoughts by admiring the young talent on display and looking forward to the upcoming clash between the two rugby giants. This weekend, all eyes will be on Cape Town as the Springboks host the All Blacks again, with Rassie Erasmus men eyeing the Rugby Championship title. It's bound to be another nail-biting encounter, and after last week's showdown, The stakes couldn't be higher for both teams. Third news. New Zealand Rugby is standing firm on their policy. Overseas-based All Blacks won't be getting called up anytime soon. Mark Robertson, New Zealand Rugby's chief executive, has made it clear that the current selection rules, which prevent players who are based overseas from representing the All Blacks, unless they're on an NZR-approved sabbatical, are here to stay. If you are a fan of the All Blacks, write "Go All Blacks" in the comments and subscribe to the channel. There's been a lot of chatter about whether this policy should be relaxed. Scott Robertson, the head coach of the All Blacks, has been pushing for a more open-minded approach. He believes the policy might need to be revised for New Zealand to stay competitive on the international stage. And let's face it, the All Blacks haven't had the best start to the 2024 Rugby Championship, with losses to Argentina and South Africa already raising eyebrows. Even former All Black Jeff Wilson chimed in, saying New Zealand Rugby should do more to keep its top talent in the country. Despite all this, Robinson is sticking to his guns. After the All Blacks' victory against Fiji in July, he told the New Zealand Herald that they're pretty happy with how things are going, insisting that the current rules work well for the team's success. On top of that, there was a big story about Scott Robertson trying to lure fly half Richie Mo'unga back from his Japanese club, Toshiba Brave Lupus. Robertson reportedly pitched to the NZR that they should be open to bringing players like Mo'unga home earlier, but no dice so far. Chris Lendrum, the NZR general manager, confirmed they were keen to bring Mo'unga back, but that would involve getting him released from his contract overseas. Not exactly a simple move. Interestingly, New Zealand is one of the few rugby nations, alongside England and Ireland, that only picks players who play domestically. Countries like South Africa, however, select their national team from a global pool of talent, which has obviously worked out for them, given they've won back-to-back World Cups in 2019 and 2023. Robinson remains confident that their sabbatical system gives New Zealand the right balance. He mentioned that New Zealand Rugby is keeping an open mind about future changes, but insists that the flexibility they have right now, especially for long-serving players, is enough to maintain their competitive edge. With their current player retention looking strong through to 2027, Robinson sees no need for drastic changes. Now, before you go, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any updates from the All Blacks channel. We'll keep bringing you all the inside scoops, match highlights, and everything you need to stay connected with the team. What do you think about the current selection policy? Should New Zealand Rugby loosen the rules and allow overseas players to come back? Let us know in the comments.